All right, hello everybody. It's Rob Strzeski from the Oakfield, Alabama district, and I wanted to record this screencast here, or not really screencast, but a live demonstration of the flat panel to talk about one of the reasons why we really like the Viewsonic panel as of now. All right, we've looked at 3 different brands. This is the Viewsonic 70-inch. We've also looked at the RecordX Simplicity Touch 70-inch, and we've also looked at the, I have it off on the side here, the Promethean Active panel. All 3 of them are 70-inch panels. Now, the one reason why this one right now is kind of taking the lead with our decision of which one we're going to go with is the annotation ability on top of whatever source you are using. So what we're looking at right now is the Chrome box hooked up. All right, if you recall from our previous conversations, we're not going with any Windows machines. The goal here is to go without the traditional Windows or Mac desktop. We're going with Chrome OS devices. So we have a Chrome box that is hooked up through HDMI and also the USB cable going to it so that it has touch capability. So with one finger, as you can see, I can scroll up and down, but what we wanted to be able to do was draw on top of whatever's on the screen. So here's what's unique about this particular model we've seen so far. 2 fingers anywhere on the screen, touch and hold, and you get the little pop-up menu that comes up. All right, let me do that again because that was kind of fast. So there it goes. 2 fingers and that menu comes up. From here we have a couple of things we can do. One of them most notably being the annotation. So if I touch that once, I'm now able to draw in red. Touch it again, we now have green. Touch a 3rd time, we're looking at blue. And a 4th time gives us black. So you can draw on top of the screen using 1 or even multiple fingers of touch. That's the other thing. Sometimes you only get 1 touch point. Here we could do up to 10 points of touch doing that with annotation right as a feature of the board. So I haven't seen this on the Promethean board or on the RecordX board. Hopefully I'm not missing something, but that's one thing that we feel is very powerful because then we can draw on top of anything on the screen since that's a function of the board and not a function of the computer. We thought we had the problem solved by looking at, I don't know if you can see it up here, but I came up with a Chrome extension which is called Web Paint. All right, so I'll touch Web Paint and I will choose a color. Let's say I want to go with a yellow color, so I'll pick in the yellow area. And this is a free Chrome app, by the way. Anybody can use this on any device that's running the Chrome browser. So I'll pick my yellow. All right, and I'm happy with that, so I close it. Now I can draw with my pen, and here's my yellow drawing. But you can see it's not 100% accurate at all times. You cannot do multiple fingers like you saw before. You can only do 1 at a time, so it's a little bit of a limitation. But at least that allows us to use a Chrome extension, a free one, on top of any web page. We thought we were good with that, but then here's the catch. What if I wanted to load up my live document camera and draw on top of that? The document camera needs its own software. It does not run in the Chrome browser. So that's where we kind of ran into a little bit of a snag. So I'm going to minimize the Chrome browser. I have my Ziggy document camera. You can't see it, but here it is right off on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to load this up. The Ziggy document camera is plugged in USB right to the Chrome box. So I am going to launch the Chrome app called IPEVO Presenter. All right, it loads up the document camera. Let me move the cable out of the way. You can see there it is. So now the challenge was, how do I draw on top of this? Because this is not the Chrome browser. We're not able to use that Web Paint extension we saw a moment ago. But fortunately, because this panel, the Viewsonic panel, has the 2-finger trick, touch and hold until our panel comes up. There it is. Now I can pick my annotation color in red, and now as you can see I can draw on top of this. In fact, let's even go full screen with this app, with this Chrome app, like that. Pop it open full screen. Now I can really get, and this is a typical thing teachers want to do. They want to be able to write in worksheets that they have, you know, for example, a live document here. Put that down. Now with my 2 fingers, touch and hold, the menu pops up. I'll be writing in red. I can write down things right in the boxes here. If I need to change color, I can do so. And I can change colors for different students or whatever the case may be. So that now allows me to draw on top of a live image, as you can see. If I move this, of course, it's not going to tie along with it because that's just floating on the top surface. But that is a nice feature to be able to draw over any source that you are using on this panel. Some of the other buttons here that come up, you might notice. I'm going to close actually out of this, though, first. Let me get out of that, get back to the Chrome browser. All right, some of the other features here, get rid of that, is touch and hold again, 2 fingers. if we go home, home means the home of this board, of the Viewsonic board. So now it has some of the Android-based apps on the bottom there. We're not using the built-in browser because I'm not connecting a network cable at all to the panel. The network cable is going directly to the Chrome box instead. But I do have the ability here, as you can see, this is the Chrome box which is running, to be able to move this and position it if I needed to have it on screen. Hang on here. Grab the tab. Oh, I double tapped it. That's why it opened up. Let's go back again. All right, double tap. 2 fingers. Go home. And there it is there in a partial screen. Now you have to grab the tab like this in order to move it. And sometimes it's a little challenging if you're not square on to it. How come I can't move it right now? That's okay. I'll figure that part out later. Not sure why I couldn't move that. But if I go to this button here that says Picture in Picture, you can see that at the bottom there. When you tap that, it comes back up again, and then you can choose from whatever sources you have connected. If you have multiple HDMIs, if you have VGA connected, it would show up in this Picture-in-Picture window. So since I don't want it to go full screen right now, I'm going to close it, and I'm going to show you the other thing that's built into the board, which I did see this on the RecordX model, but it's a little bit different. They call it the ViewBoard Lite here on this brand, on the Viewsonic brand. Essentially, this is the blank canvas. You get the ability now to draw with your markers, and you can choose from many different colors and choose from the thickness of the line. So you get this choice like that. All right, and you can draw on this one with multiple fingers of touch. Now this is something I do like that I don't remember seeing in the other ones. To erase, you use your palm and you go like this to erase. I think that's pretty powerful to be able to do that. You could also use your full hand if you wanted to, and then you can see it gets even bigger to erase that. But drawing with one finger or multiple fingers, you get lines, and then you can do that to simply erase them. All right, so that's how you draw and erase on there. There's other features I really won't get into now. I do like the eraser tool feature. So if I have a bunch of numbers and things on the board and I need to erase just a portion of it, instead of doing this technique to erase, all right, you can hit erase like this, draw a custom line around something, and then it disappears. So that's another feature I think is pretty neat to be able to use on this part of the board. There is navigation over here. If you hit the plus sign, you'll get additional slides that you can draw with. So this is kind of like a PowerPoint or a Google Slides kind of scenario where you have multiple trays to work with. And then when we're all said and done, I gotta go this way here. If it's time to save in the other bottom corner, you hit that button down there and you get the ability to save directly to the panel. It has built-in memory, so you're saving it to the panel. I would like it to save directly to Google Drive, but as of now, that's not an option. The workaround probably would be save it to a USB stick, and then from the USB stick get it to Google Drive, but that's a little bit of a workaround as of now, but that could change at any time. So again, my main reason for showing you this demonstration today was the 2-finger technique that you can see that's unique to the Viewsonic board, so that you can annotate on top of whatever is on the screen at any time. So even right now, I'm not really in anything. I can still pick the annotation tool and I can draw stuff on the screen if need be. I'd like to see that in the other 2 panels in the Promethean and in the RecordX Simplicity Touch, that may be something that can be added software-wise, because I don't believe that this panel has anything unique to it from a hardware perspective that makes it different from the other 2. All right, just minor things like where the speakers are located on the front versus the back, and but everything else is pretty much the same from what we've tested. So I hope this video helps all 3 companies see what we're looking for at Oakfield, and if there are anything that I left out that I was missing or I was inaccurate on, please let me know so we can make sure we're purchasing the best panel for our teachers at Oakfield. Thanks very much, and thanks for watching.